Okay guys, today this is Courtney, and I'm going to unbox Ticket to Ride. 3 million Ticket to Ride games sold. Over 3. Okay, so this is my sister's, and we're about to play it, so she asks that I do this more quickly than my other one. And this is the American version. I've played the European. Okay. Gotta let's go ahead and see if there's anything else inside that I can open. Because she is waiting on me very patiently. We're convincing our family to try it out. So, this is kind of cool. Here is the board. So if you haven't played Ticket to Ride, these are your turn pieces. These are the green. You can do green, or you can do blue. You can do black. I'm so happy my fingernails are long. I've been away from work for about 5 days. You can do red. I like that they're prepackaged in resealable bags. It's really great. And then you can do yellow. My mom has already claimed yellow. And these are the cards. Let's see. Where do I open these? There's some plastic off. And I played this game for the first time at a meetup with a group of friends I love. So these are some of the color cards. And you draw cards. Either you can see which color you're getting, or you can draw blind. And rainbow are the best. There's a rainbow. Rainbow car. Okay. So this is Ticket to Ride, the contents, and hopefully this was nice and relaxing. And I'll see you guys again soon. Okay, here is my new board game. It was kind of an expensive board game, but totally worth it because I've played it before, and I really love it. I almost don't want to take off the plastic, but I'm probably going to be playing it this week. So, oh, that was loud. I'm trying to open it one-handed so I can film. There's not really a good place to put the camera. I'm in a hotel right now. Well, I'm in a condo, technically. Okay. So here it is, Arabian Nights, the legendary storytelling board game in the world of Aladdin and Sinbad by Eric Goldberg. And it's a great game. If you haven't played it and you like this sort of game, or if you just like storytelling, I recommend it. Okay, I'm going to use my right hand. It might not be any better. It's not. It's hard to open this. Okay, I'm going to set down my camera. You can still hear it. It's taking its time. Reaction matrices. So what happens is you land on a thing and you are given an encounter, and so it's either a beautiful, destitute, disguised, doom-saying, enchanted, false, foolish, friendly, garrulous, I probably said that wrong, handsome, healer, imprisoned, lonely, lost. You can grovel, you can aid them, you can rob them, you can avoid them, you can converse, you can attack, you can court, you can abduct or honor, and there are all sorts of different combinations. And then you go to the page number and you find out which story you've gotten. So that's what these are. This is the rules of play. So basically you choose a character. Let's look at the table of contents. So you get a character, there are 6 I believe, and then you get quest cards, and so you're given a quest and you have to go somewhere on the map. And along the way you have all of these encounters during the encounter phase. The movement phase is you're allowed to go so many places. And then you encounter something, and then you read the story, and then you make a decision, and then you go from there. It's really fun. Oh, and you pick up skills along the way that help you deal with situations. So if you're put in a situation where you need a skill and you have that skill, it'll have a better outcome. Sometimes it'll have a worse outcome. Winning the game. If you're the first player to collect your own chosen goal of story and destiny points, and return safely to Baghdad, you win the game. So you do your quests, and you do have to get goal, story, and destiny points, up to 100 actually. It's a very long game. It takes probably 2 to 3 hours depending. Maybe not that long. Depends on the players. So this is the board. I'll show you the actual board in a second. Let's read about setup. Each player takes a player reference and chooses one of the 6 character stand-ups and one of the 6 colored sets of matching paper player markers. There are 6 markers in each set. Place your player identity token on your player board. Also, take the 3 quest markers of your matching color. So you're given 3 quests in the beginning. Place your character on the board in the Baghdad space. And you can do different parts of your quests at once, by the way. You don't have to do one card, then the next. Place your destiny and story point markers on the spaces marked destiny and story, respectively. So that's these on the side. And you have something the color of yours, and it goes along the board, one on either side. So one side is destiny and one side is story. Place your wealth marker on the board in the poor box. That's down here somewhere. I missed it. Oh, it's actually over here. It's upside down. So I'll show you the actual board when I get it out. Keep your origin and destination markers for later use. I don't think I've ever actually used those. Maybe I have. Shuffle the deck of quest cards and deal one quest face up to each player. Place the rest of the deck face down near the board. Shuffle the deck of encounter cards and place it to one side. Place the morning marker next to the deck. When there are no more cards in the encounter deck, reshuffle the discards and reuse. Shuffle the treasure cards, place them face down near the board, and sort the status cards by type and set them face up. So, I don't want to read the entire rulebook unless, of course, you come back and say, hey, I would love it if you read the entire rulebook. It's so relaxing. Now this is the wealth chart. So you start off, I think you all start off respectable, but I'm not sure. And then, depending on your story, you can go all the way up to fabulous, or you can become a beggar. And this determines how fast you can move. So, respectable and rich, you can move 4 spaces by land, 4 spaces by sea. But once you accumulate so much wealth, you move slower over land because you have so much stuff. But you can move faster by sea because you can afford wonderful ships. And poor people, they move about the same. Poor, penniless, and beggar all move really slow. Place of power. Stonehenge is one of these. And there's a place where genies are. These are encounter cards. There's terrain and there's character. And there's city. And when you go to that city with that card, you roll a die, and whatever you get, that's what happens. So you can love and lose any statuses you wish, gain acting and disguise, plus encounter pearl driving. I think that says driving. Diving. That makes way more sense. Or you can gain any one status, or gain wealth plus 2, which with a max of rich. You can improve 1 talent to master skill. That's something else you can do with this. And it's really a fun, fascinating game. And it's not what you would expect. When my friends first introduced me to it, they told me of how when they played, one of my friends was rewarded for beating an old person, which is not something that happens nowadays, but in the land of Alibaba and Aladdin, sometimes that's how things work in that culture from back then. So, here is a pop-out board, so I'm going to go ahead and pop out some of these. Acting in disguise, appearance. So these are some of the skills that you can take. Luck and magic and piety, quick thinking, scholarship. I was reading Dance with Dragons earlier, so quick thinking and scholarship, I automatically thought Tyrion Lannister. Luck, of course, as well, because, well, I don't want to say anything that isn't in the show, and if you haven't seen the show, I don't want to ruin anything anyway, because it's a really wonderful story. I love them. I don't know if the sound is nice. I will test it out. I'll listen during editing and see. But I figured it might be a nice sound. Wilderness lore. Ugh, I really just miss D&D. I'm going to make a D&D video at some point. Okay, and that's all I can reach while I'm doing this one-handed. So, and this determines the day, night, and cloudy weather. Weather does actually affect it, although I don't know if we play much with the weather. Okay, so more punch-outs. Here are the characters: Sinbad, Aladdin, Zumarod, that woman, Scheherazade, Ali Baba, and Moaruf. Okay, so I should practice my pronunciation. That has just been established. And here is the board. And these are all what individual players are given so that they know the person reading everything that's happening in the actual story tells them which section, and then they decide what to do. So let's say I were given section J. I could pray, study, capture, attack, follow, aid, seek aid, or hide. And it's really fun. This little board basically tells you how to play. And here are the cards for the treasure. So, seek love. Your nighttime dreams of a woman beyond beauty are now invading your waking thoughts, but you have never seen her, nor has anyone you tell of her even heard of such a beauty. Finally, in a new dream, you gain a vision of her palace. She rules a land far from Baghdad. Why are you tortured with such incomplete knowledge of the one person you know to be your fated love? If, after an encounter, you are in a space with a 4 or higher in the terrain, gem, or city icon, and that's something else I'll show you on the map. Roll 1 die. Add the number in the gem city to the die roll, and if you roll less than 9, you must move to a new location on your next turn, unless the status prevents you from moving, because you can have statuses placed upon you based on the story. You can be petrified, you can be poisoned. It's really interesting. If the total is 9 or higher, then you have found your love, and you get wealth plus 3 with a max of princely. You become married and a vizier. Place your origin marker at the nearest city. And I'm going to keep these wrapped. And these are the encounter cards. So you can encounter a beggar, and based on the chart, it'll tell you if it's an angry beggar or a pitiful beggar or a beautiful beggar. All sorts of combinations. It's great. And here is the storybook. Look at how thick that is. It's great. Oh, you can be accursed. So these are status cards. Oh, and it came with bags so you can organize everything. That's perfect. I love this game. So these are all just lots of status cards. Oh, I dropped one. Okay. Here is the giant board. Okay, so here's one of the special places, the Undersea Kingdom. You can only get there by drawing a card. Same with Lake of Colors. The Dusky Land, I believe that's where the Jinn live. Valley of Diamonds is one. Baghdad is where everyone starts. They go on their individual quest. The Haunted House is a place where you can only go to if you draw a card. Same with Stonehenge and the Sepulchre of Solomon. The Jeweled Fortress. The City of Brass. So, this is the board, and you go traveling to fulfill your quest, and then once all of you get, I suppose it's not 100, but you get up to here with story points, and up to here with destiny points. I might have the sides confused. Yeah, this side is story. This side is story. So once someone reaches 20 at both of those, the game is over, and you count up your points. I don't remember everything that you count toward your points at this precise moment, but then you determine the winner. That's what ends the game. So let's turn to a random page. Okay. Let's see here. You meet an old dervish living in the wilderness. After speaking with him, you travel on and discover the ruins of an ancient city. There is much writing on stone pedestals in a language that you cannot read. Perhaps the old man can help. If you don't have a skill, this is what happens. You bring him a chunk of rock with samples of the writing. "Desecrator," he screams. Brandishing a scimitar, he deals you several cruel wounds before you escape, and you get a wounded card. So that's why skills are good. But if you have wisdom, you carefully copy some of the inscriptions and ask him what they mean. They are mostly blessed verses and familiar sayings, but one passage reveals the route to a city of great repute, and you get an opportunity to enter the city of brass. So that's the sort of thing that happens in this game, and skills are important. You choose 3 at the very beginning, and it can be any 3 you want. I personally gave out with charisma, because I normally play a bard, and I like having high charisma so I can deal with people, but that doesn't so much matter in this game. It's all luck. Let's read another one. Okay. Let's see. As you speak, a menacing intelligence shines in the beast's eye. In the sand, it clumsily writes, "Give me a gift, and I will aid you." If you don't have a skill, if you have a treasure or wealth greater than poor, you may choose to give it a gift. If you do, you graciously give it a gift. It gladly takes your gift in its mouth and leads you to a secret entrance to the magical place. Choice of lose 1 treasure or wealth -1, minimum poor, and an opportunity to enter any place of power. So, whichever way you get here, this is amazing. If you do not, when you refuse to give it a gift, it savagely attacks you and you become wounded. So you have a choice, even if you don't have a skill. You can give it treasure or you cannot. If you cannot, because you just can't, you would give the miraculous beast a gift if you were not so destitute. It looks at you and gives you a frighteningly human shrug as it walks away. If you have magic, you break the enchantment and it is transformed into a wizened sorcerer who grants you his aid and gratitude, telling you of the entrance to a wondrous locale. You get an opportunity to enter any place of power, and if you have the golden bridle, you can command it by the power of the golden bridle to help you. It bows before you and leads you to a wondrous place. And the same opportunity. So that's what this book is. It's just a really fun way to pass the time. And it's also kind of interesting. You get to see all these old tales, all the Arabian Nights. Not a rule book. So, yeah. I really recommend this game, even though I got the book stuck. I will close it gently. There we go. But yeah, Arabian Nights, one of my friends who lives 40 or so minutes away has it, and I wanted to be able to play it anytime I wanted, so I went ahead and bought myself a version at the game shop near me, and they had it, so that was really good. Okay, well there we go, and that is Arabian Nights, Book of Tales. And again, I really recommend this game, and I hope you enjoyed all the sounds of me opening it for the very first time. Alright, well, have a great night, and I hope this was relaxing. Please let me know what you think. Bye. I really like board games. I used to play them with my sister growing up, and then I still played them. I used to play Candyland in high school a little bit, and then in college I was introduced to probably Settlers of Catan, but maybe something else. It was one of my college professor's games, and there were a bunch of little different colored men, and we were getting supplies to different places, and I think there was a group of red men, and there was only one black man, which I remember my friends, they all wanted him. I think he did something special. But that was my first European board game experience. And then I went to that teacher's house for a board game night, and we played this game, an Australian board game, and you had to guess what these little different colored lizards were dreaming about. And I was really bad at it, but it was fun. And I hope this isn't too obnoxiously loud. I'm doing it just in case it's relaxing. But then I started going to a board game meetup with some of my friends, and I got introduced to Resistance, that one where you're a superhero, I don't know what it's called, all sorts of board games, and I really like them. I haven't been to a group outing in a while, but I'm planning to go again at some point, and they're really fun. And I've been getting board games for myself. My sister, I got her Betrayal at House on the Hill because that's her favorite board game, although she just recently got Ticket to Ride as a gift from, well, it's another game that we got introduced to through a group of friends, and it's really good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop out the rest, and then I'll put them all in bags separately, so hope you don't mind.